Open embrace for now. So when I make a side step, I want you guys to focus on the relationship between the two of you. Okay? I need this to be here. I need you guys to keep your shoulders in this square box, so to say, okay? In this relationship between the two of you. Okay? If I'm going to whichever direction, I need that to happen as well. Okay? So I need you guys to maintain that relationship. I don't want to see this. Okay? So, one of the steps we do today. Let's start from very basic as far as inducing the kusada. So if I'm stepping inside and going forward, and I'm keeping the distance, I'm connecting somewhere here, and I do a lunge, it sends her up, most likely into the border. Okay? If I'm lunging forward, so if I'm going like this, 1, 2, it's going to send her up into the full border. My goal is to step closer to her foot without necessarily pushing her upwards, but more like pushing her sideways. That she's been induced into the kusada. Okay. Ladies, when you go into the kusada, you're not going into a deep kusada. Okay? You're going into the kusada where you're kind of like in this, it's a fairly shallow kusada. But I don't want the heel to be up in the air. Okay? So, 1, nice and light. The goal here is to move up so you jump and your axis is closer to her axis. And the way you fit the positioning, that she basically doesn't have room to go back unless she steps over your foot. So you want to kind of like prevent that. So 1, 2. And it's a very nice and light lead. So from here, I'm going to turn her. So she turns on the kusada, that's she turns on the nosuke, right here. Okay? And then when she clears me, she's going to start unwinding her foot. So 1, 2, we're here, and I'm turning her and stepping on her. Okay? Again, I want to kind of like stress that gentlemen, don't make a side step until she came out of the kusada here. So she's turning. She comes out of the kusada, and only then do I make a step to the side. That gives her a chance to go step back, so she doesn't trip over her own leg. Again, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm connecting to her leg just to essentially do the. It's very likely to leave the kusada. Now, by default, she goes into the basic step. So her expectations, or ladies, your expectations, are a regular basic step. So gentlemen, if you don't connect to her, she's not going to do this. Okay? She's not going to go into the kusada if you're here. Okay? So I mean, by all means, you can just do a regular back wacho, of course. Okay? But she's not going to do it as an enroske unless she does it as her own embellishment. Okay? Here, I'm kind of inducing that embellishment, so to say. Okay? Now, the other thing we did was a change of direction, where we did the same movement forward. So the man's movement was here, 1, 2, and I turned, and now I stepped into the sideways to do the back portrait. Now we'll do a similar thing, but I'm going to step forward, rotate. I'm going to step to the opposite side, to the left, and lead her into the forward arch. So what happens here is, as the man leads the forward arch, sorry, the forward step, he leads the lady into the rock step. And as he is ready to go forward, he is going to pull her into the forward arch. So this is what we're going to change the direction. So again, 1, 2, 3. Just again. So the lead itself, if I do it by myself, the lead is going to look like this. Side, step, that's a rock step for the lady. And as this leg is going in front, this arm is bringing her towards you. So this is the dynamic here. So from here to here. So in real time, it's going to look like this. 1, rock, and front. Just like that. And step. Rock, and front. So my frame opens up, brings her towards me as I go around. Just like that. So again, step, rock, and So if the other step is done more in the closer embrace, per se, where I induce the cruzada, she creates an enrosque, steps into the back ocho, this one I can do in more of an open embrace as well. I could potentially do it in a close embrace as well. By going for rock and... Okay guys.